Before they packed their provisions, before they boarded the boats, future Americans embraced the spirit of doing better. They learned, they failed, they tried again. They faced their fears. They learned to skill stack. They learned to learn. They had to survive. They carried onward with an intrinsic sense of hope and purpose. Nearly 250 years later, here we are, modern day travelers seeking our purpose, finding our way. Here on the Do Better podcast, we're going to take care of us. We're going to take care of each other. We are part of the Brainstorm Army. Maybe you didn't know then, but you know now. You know now, so do better. Be a better American. Be a better patriot. Be a better human. Keep learning. We've got work to do. We're going to do better.
Well, hello there. How are you? I saw already that there are some regulars in the chat. And as you notice, I am by myself. So I don't know if TikTok Terry's going to join me later or not. I hope he does. But if not, be gentle. Be gentle with me. I can only have so many moving plates at one time. So I see the chat zooming by and I'll try and keep up with it, but just bear with me just a little bit. I see Stormy got in here. That's awesome. Oh, Kristen's here too. Awesome. Billy and Farmer were neck and neck coming through the gate. I guess they got in line early, so that's awesome too. Oh, there's Miss Lori. You guys are awesome. Do you know how loved I feel that you guys even showed up? That's so cool. Just so cool. I love it. Oh, Loden, I see you're here too. Hope you feel better, honey. God, there's so many sick people. So many sick people. Yeah. It's shake that stuff off. Send it, kick its butt to the curb. Just kick its butt to the curb. But while we're waiting for some folks to join us here, I already got a good number of people in here. Thank you very much for being here and early. Appreciate that. I just want to do little housekeeping things for you. Tonight we're talking about the shell game of soft power. And really that's an influencing technique, but I want to draw connect some dots because that's what we do here. We connect dots, right? We do our research, we do our homework, we get new information, we make better decisions, all that stuff, right? But I wanted to tell you guys, I'm kind of overcome with this. Stormy wasn't having a show tonight, and so I asked him, can I go later? And so I don't know how I got here. I just don't know how I got here. But Stormy was kind enough to give me the 9:00 Eastern slot on Wednesday nights, and thank you, Stormy. I'm incredibly grateful for that. I hope I don't let you down. Yeah. Billy, you're getting me distracted. Oh yeah, there's so many good things coming. So many good things coming. All right. So I thought maybe we could clear the air a little bit, get some levity, get the vibe up a little bit. So let's just start here, right? Because it's already February 12th. But let's just see what this little feller has to say.
January was a little crazy. So everybody, we just made it into February. We just walked in. Nobody touched anything. Don't ask for a toy. You're not getting a toy. We're gonna get what we need out of February, and we're gonna leave. We're gonna go home. We're gonna stay home. We're eating at the house. We have whatever you're wanting. We have it at the house. Because I'd like to live in precedented times. All right. I don't want another unprecedented event to occur. I want February to be precedented as fuck. Okay. Precedented. That's the word of the month.
Precedented, right? I mean, how true is that? How true is that? Oh my gosh. It just comes at us so fast and in big old waves, right? Right? Now, I should have done the language alert ahead of time, but if you'll forgive me, I do have somebody who could. I do have somebody who can do it a little bit better than me. So let's listen to Mr. Martin here.
If you're trying to make your walk with the Lord, it's going to be pretty easy to walk with the Lord. It's other Christians you're going to have a trouble with, okay? Especially if you're on social media like I am, because I'll put stuff out there, and like we'll try to clean up even old bits, but we have to put out material all the time, and we'll cut out the cuss words. But sometimes we can't cut them all out. Otherwise, it just sounds like me going. So we'll cut it out, and I'll have somebody come on there and put stuff on there like, oh, yeah, good luck getting into heaven with that sort of language, right? And it used to hurt my heart. It really did, y'all. And then one night I was praying about it, and then I realized I'm not trying to impress anybody behind a keyboard. My relationship is with the Lord, and I feel pretty confident in that. But I am a comedian, so don't let it all go, okay? So I just jump back on there and respond to it. I'm like, well, me and the Lord talked about it, and we're pretty sure you're not the asshole that's going to work the gate.
Right?
Good night, everybody. God bless you.
Oh, I love that guy. He's hilarious. I hope you guys find that funny. Hey, Lori, can you give me a 5x5? We good out there? Oh, Cindy's laughing. That's good. Listen, life comes at you hard. It comes at you fast. It's just problematic some days. And some days you just got to be the weirdo. And some days you just got to be, take somebody to school. You got to show them get them back in their lane. And what I'd like to do with this show tonight is talk about, at the end of it, I would like that if we thought a little more about what we posted or what we said before we said it. That would be really, really great. And as a teacher, facilitator, coach, whatever you want to call me, instructor, whatever, for a very long time, 4 decades doing this stuff, influence and your power of influence is huge. And I don't think we spend enough time realizing the power of our words, whether spoken or written. Now, sometimes it's just a reel that sticks up in your head and it never comes out of your mouth, but sometimes that inside voice can escape. And maybe it doesn't show you as good of a human as you really are. I mean, we gotta have a little grace, right? Yeah, Brent. The soft bigotry of low expectations. Well, once I get into this soft power, you'll understand. Oh, you probably already do. It's craziness. It's absolutely craziness, but it is a form of influence. And we in this movement are ahead of the curve. And we have, because of our work and because of our conversation and the digging we do and the interpretation that we do and the people we follow and the people we trust, we have access to more than your average bear, right? And so I just want to set that stage that you and I, we've got a lot more power than we think we do, a lot more influence than we think we do. And that soft power can be used for good, or as you'll see shortly, it can be used for bad. I dare say evil, right? So it's not so much it's about, oh, the Republicans are doing this and the Democrats are doing this. 2 wings, same bird. Gang, I want us to be better. I want us to do better, right? I want us to look a little further down the road to see it's beyond left and right. That's just a divisive tool. That in itself is a tool of persuasion. That is soft power in action, where you're getting all wrapped up because you're MAGA. Well, what about everybody else? There's more than us on this planet, right? So we've got to look a little further down the road, recognize when we're being played. And sometimes it's okay to be played. Sometimes it's okay to use that soft power, that persuasion technique to wake people up, to get them to a level of awareness that they did not have before. And I will tell you, I'm going to share a little story without naming names. They'll know who they are. But just today, some of you know that a friend of mine fell. And he got hurt pretty bad. And when I saw him the other day, he was in a neck brace. And he had surgery on Monday. Surgery went great. Neurosurgeon, rock star. Love that when it works. Love it, love it, love it. But then some dipshit came through. Oh, and I'm going to put it in quotes because they were not acting like the title that they were given or paid for, whatever the case might be. And out of their mouth told him he might not walk again. Gang, I'm telling you right now, if it doesn't add to the conversation, if it doesn't correct or lift, when it comes out of your mouth, that's on you. And I think we need to do better. And so this person was sternly put back in their lane. And you know what? They were dumbass for doing that. You don't do that to somebody. You strip them of hope. What is wrong with you? We don't do that to other humans. We don't roll that way. But I'm telling you, we need to own our thoughts and our actions, our words when we're around others, because maybe they didn't take it right. So just laying that out there. This is all about persuasion tonight, because sometimes, just like in that shell game, things get moved around. Okay? Yep. Oh, look, we got Dave's in here now. That's fantastic. Hey, guys. Nice. Nice to have you guys here. That's awesome. That is awesome. So now I was going to do some, little breathing thing with you, because, that story that I just shared with you, I'm still a little hot under the collar that it would happen to a friend of mine, two of my friends. A little hot about it. Makes me want to say bad words like Mr. Martin was just talking about. But that person isn't going to be manning the gate either. So listen, we got to do better. Now, I would prefer, just personally, I would prefer to be around people like this. Let me see. Oh, I don't have to do that. I just do this. Hold on. Nope, not that one. That one. All right. I'll get this right yet.
You're trying to make your...
Not you. Here we go. Now, I want y'all to lean in here. I want you to lean in close and find a way this week to be this guy.
My recital, I think it's very vital to rock around. That's right, on top. Here we go. To rock around. That's right, on top is tricky. It's tricky. To rock around. That's right, on top is tricky. I met this little girlie.
Oh, it just did time. Oh my gosh. I hope you could be like that guy. I don't know how his legs bend that way. I TikTok Terry.
Surprise.
I'm so happy you're here.
I didn't want to bombard you, but I figured I'd come in and say hi to everyone and maybe post some comments for you, or if you need a little hand.
Oh, dude, it'd be
visit
great.
with you.
Visit was twice in 1 week.
I know.
I gotta go buy lottery tickets.
Special.
Special.
Feeling special.
How you doing today? You doing good?
I am, yes. I just got back from boxing, so that was nice. And I missed last week, so nice little workout. Yeah.
Look
It's
at
boxing
you.
class. Boxing class. Yeah.
Well, I assumed it was a class. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we used to actually go I used to go 3 times a week. One was a class, and then one was actually to the boxing gym to where like you really worked and then you sparred and you boxed.
Are,
like
are
trained to
you
fight.
are you a Golden Glove? Do they still do that?
No, I'm too damn old, but yes, they do that.
You don't get hit in the head though, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, you wear you have headgear until you're like pro. I think if you fight pro, then I don't think you use any headgear and certain weighted gloves. It's a hell of a workout.
Hey, yeah. All right. Well, the fans are saying hi to you.
Hi everyone. Sorry I missed you guys there. Hope everyone is doing swell this evening. What you got going on? I missed what you were talking about. What you got?
Oh, well, let me just review real quick. It's all about persuasion. It's all about the shift things that are happening with what's called soft power. So I was just easing into it. I hadn't got into the meat of it yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I haven't
I'm
got
ready.
into
I'm ready to learn something tonight. Shit.
Yeah, baby. Yeah. I was just warming up the crowd for you, Terry.
Oh, for me?
Yeah, I just warm up. Yeah. You're a funny guy. It's hard.
Oh, thanks.
It's hard to keep up with you.
Thanks. Well, at least I got something going for myself, right?
You got more than that. You
Oh,
got way
thanks.
more than that.
You too.
Yeah.
I love you guys.
Let me get this.
You guys are so sweet.
Look at all that love. See?
I know.
Aw, see, I love it when Stormy says that. Blessed and highly favored.
Yeah,
Aw,
amen. Come on, somebody.
yeah, right?
Out here preaching already. Let's go.
Hey, you want to do a prayer? I'm not real comfortable doing that, but if you'd like to, it's okay.
Oh yeah, I mean, shoot. I mean,
Rock
yeah,
on.
we all need some
We got a lot of
prayers.
sick people, so maybe we could help them out with that. People are like hanging on to the edge.
Yeah, it's been actually kind of crazy. So,
So
all right. Yeah, let's bow our heads and let's, Father, we want to come humbly before you. We thank you. We thank you for this time. Thank you for allowing Denise for Denise to allow me to rain on her parade during the show. And we appreciate this time together. But Father, we ask that you just send down your holy angels, wrap everyone who is feeling ill or has any kind of virus or sickness going on or mental health issues that they're struggling with. We ask that you just be with them. Let your presence be known. May they be overwhelmed by your Holy Spirit, because we know once you are there, the darkness cannot stick around. The darkness has to flee in the name of Jesus. And we just speak life over them. We speak peace over them. We speak healing over them. You are the physician of all physicians, the healer of all healers, the Prince of Peace. We thank you for the cross. We just ask that we be your vessels tonight, tomorrow, and forever. May we exalt you above all things. May our thoughts be your thoughts. May our ways be your ways. May our hearts align with your heart and your desires, and give us the strength and the courage to walk that out on a daily basis. But give you honor and glory and praise in all that we do and everything that we say. But also recognize that when we don't, that it's okay, and that there's grace for that, but we need to recognize it, acknowledge it, and repent from it. Just turn away from it and try to do better next time. So we thank you for grace. We thank you for love, and thank you for this time. We ask all this in your son Yeshua's name. Amen.
Nicely done. Amen. Walk it out, man. I love that. Yeah.
That's the hard part.
You even said do better in there.
Yeah. Look,
Yeah.
I didn't even realize that.
Yeah. That was awesome. Thank you for that.
Plot
Now,
twist.
plot twist. That's how we roll. Okay, so just a couple funny things before I get into it. Just hang on here. So here's what I'm thinking. When I get my Do Better ranch, I'm gonna have all kinds of critters, right? And some of them are just funny, some of them are cute, but there's one in particular that I really like, and those are emus.
Emu.
Have you ever seen these guys?
Yes.
They freaking crack me up every time. But when I watched this video, it was like, oh my God, that's us right now on our social feeds, right? Watch this guy. Watch this guy. We're just freaking running. We don't know where the hell we're going. We're just running.
In circles, basically.
I want to play the whole thing. But just to make a point.
It's having a good old time.
Right? Just to make a point, right? We just run helter skelter.
Have you ever seen a
everywhere.
live one
Oh yeah.
in person? No, I've
Oh,
never seen
yeah.
one in person.
I've
I
seen
don't think.
babies. Oh,
You've seen a baby emu?
a baby emu. There used to be a lady that lived a couple miles from here that raised them, and
I don't know.
they're amazing. But I saw she had babies, and they were maybe a foot tall, and they look like little dinosaurs. Oh my God, they are like prehistoric critters. They are hilarious. And they all run like that. They all just, you talk about you're squirreling? Yeah, I go emu. You go squirrel, I'll go emu.
Yeah, I've never seen one, I don't think. I mean, maybe at the zoo, but
Oh,
I
dude.
don't know if I hit the emu section up ever. Like, I mean, do they have emus at the zoo? Like, I don't.
Jerry, that's what we're here for. We're here for education. We're
Yeah.
here for education.
I mean, I'm trying to find out. Do we? I got a Pittsburgh Zoo. I've been there a million times, but I don't remember the emu section.
I don't know if they're at the Pittsburgh Zoo. They're usually
I'm
around the
about to
beach
look that up.
right?
I did,
Maybe.
however, I've seen what are those? I think they're alpacas. I want to say llamas.
Well, alpacas are smaller. They're going to be at the ranch as well.
Those are pretty
Alpacas
cool.
are smaller than llamas. Llamas are great protectors. You know, they'll announce.
Which one spit at
their-
you?
Oh, they both spit.
Oh, do
but, the llama can
they?
Yeah.
The one clears its throat a little bit.
Oh yeah, it gets some oomph behind it.
Yeah.
Whereas an alpaca is more of a. And you get
Yeah,
some
there used
dry-
to be what
yeah.
they used to be up Edinburgh. Up at the
Oh,
college
yeah.
there when I used to go up there, and like I remember, like I stopped and
Freaking Cindy.
I wanted to pet one.
I took Cindy to a place that had alpacas up north here. We all went there. They had a little shop where they sold goods from the wool that they got off of the alpacas. And, you know, there's all these animals around. And there was one named Shady Lady. And did it come to me? No. But did it go up to Cindy? Oh, yes, it did. Yes, not me. It went to Cindy, who had never been around them. And it kissed her right on the freaking cheek. Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah, she just said too, kiss on the cheek.
Oh yeah, she's like that. Yeah. Billy, llamas do cuss when they spit. But you know what? If you live somewhere where you need to have like pack animals, or you go hiking out into areas, you could take a llama and they'll carry 150, 200 pounds as a pack animal for you. And they'll just eat they're like goats. They'll eat whatever's around, so you don't have to carry a lot of stuff for them. Yeah, it's kind of cool. Kind of cool. All right.
I want to go on a hike with an alpaca.
I know, right? Right. Yeah. There's a Heartland Ranch down near the border here in Arizona, in a small town, smaller than Payson, called Elgin. And they're 8 miles north of the border. And about 20 years ago, I wanted to get into alpacas and start raising them. And I would go down there on the weekends to learn how to take care of them, how to warm them, how to give them shots, how to shear them, how to trim their hooves and, keep them healthy. Oh yeah, the whole thing. Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
Anyways, she had a boatload of them down there. But that market kind of fell out. That there was a whole persuasion technique to get people to buy into alpacas, right? It was bad. It was
Did
bad.
you see that question by Ed.
What's that?
He says, "How many acres do you need for a ranch?"
Well, Ed, need is a funny word, but I would like, well, I think Ed has 9 acres. That's pretty good. I'd like anywhere from 20 to 2,000. Yeah.
I mean, is there like a specification that makmakes something a ranch? Like, is
No.
it just? It's not okay. So it's
No,
not like
you
an
just do
amount of
this and say
land.
this is a ranch. I'm pretty sure.
And you put one of those
I'll
real
look it up
cool
in the
like
book.
wooden carving signs, poles
Right?
or whatever,
One of the
just to
silhouettes
do
of
better
cowboys
ranch.
at the gate. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You got to
that's
have
what we do.
assless chaps out front though too.
It depends on the ass, I guess.
And then just be like, do better, bro.
Right? Do better.
Sounds like a
Oh
fun
my
ranch. This is going to be a
God.
fun ranch.
Right? And we're gonna have parties there. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be awesome. Yeah. So Terry, I want to get into this soft power thing. Okay. So I guess I don't know if I have the screenshot of it or not. So do you ever listen to Tucker's interviews? Do you ever listen to him?
I mean, sometimes I'm more of like a clip person, I think too. Like I should probably like sit down and really my attention span, man, if you guys could tell.
That's okay.
So
Not for everybody.
but no, I love Tucker though. I love his, I mean, he's a great journalist and interviewer. So is there a recent one specifically you're talking about?
Yeah. So what I do, I don't watch a whole lot of TV at all, but I do a lot of these long format podcasts that I really like. One, it helps me get better as I get into podcasting. So there's a bonus, right? What are these guys doing? How can I be better? Right? Who's that? Well, hey, Stephanie.
Hi, friend.
Look at you pulling up things on there. Yeah.
I was just like, I'm just gonna let you ride, girl. Teach me a little something.
Okay. Yeah. Let me shut that banner off. We don't need to have that running here. Okay. So I listened to Tucker. I listened to a lot of Sean Ryan. I have some favorites like Jordan Peterson, Simon Sinek.
I love Jordan Peterson.
Oh my God. He just makes me smarter just listening to him.
I feel like it.
Oh my God. Right? I feel
I don't know if I really am, but I feel like it.
Well, after I'm on TikTok for about 30 minutes, it's like, no, I need some Jordan because I feel like I've lost some IQ points. And so I need some Jordan to back it up.
Yeah, he's
but
great.
anyways, I was listening to Tucker and Mike Benz. Do you know who that is? Mike Benz Cyber?
Mike Benz, I've heard. I'm pretty sure, like, I don't know specifically, but I know I've heard the name.
Let me see if
I don't know if I'm confusing the other name that the Brainstorm family, like the Tom Renz guy. I don't know if I'm cross naming here and like just getting, maybe that's why it sounds familiar.
This guy. Do you know him? Mike Benz?
I do not.
Okay. I follow him out on X. And he talks like Jordan Peterson, right? Now he's got a whole foundation for cybersecurity. I don't know much about that, but I love what he posts, and I feel it's pretty solid information. He knows what the hell he's talking about. But he interviewed with Tucker just recently, and he was talking about all of this U.S. aid stuff. And it was one of those interviews where I'll show it to you. I'm like, I got to take some notes here. I don't know what the hell he's talking about because he talks so fast. I'm like, I'm not getting any of this. So let me back up just a little bit here. Hold on. There we go. So
he has okay. Sorry.
Yeah, this is what. So soft power. I'll let you read it because you got the voiceover voice. Yeah, why don't you go ahead and read it? You want to read it?
Sure.
You got that?
Oh, thanks. You make me feel so special. I love it.
You
here.
are special.
Okay, in politics, and particularly in international politics, soft power is the ability to co-opt rather than to coerce. In contrast with hard power, it involves shaping the preferences of others through appeal and attraction. Soft power is non-coercive, using culture, political values, and foreign policies to enact change.
Seems innocuous, right? Seems innocent enough, right?
Is that what innocuous means?
Yes.
Okay. We told you we learned something tonight, guys.
You're so adorable. But the thing is, the art of persuasion, even Trump's book, The Art of the Deal, is all about persuasion. Oh, that's the other guy I listened to. Scott Adams, the cartoonist and author for Dilbert. He does a show 7 days a week, every day, and talks about what's going on in the news. And what one of his shticks is, it might not be the right word, but one of the things I learned from him is how to leverage persuasion and how to identify persuasion when it's being used.
Mhm.
So I've been doing that for a long time now, just listening to him in the mornings when I can or record it afterwards. And I got he's got a book on persuasion because he actually watched Trump.
Win bigly.
Yeah, with Bigley. There's Dilbert with the little Trump hair. Isn't that cute? Yeah.
That's good.
I'm not endorsed by Scott. I'm just sharing my knowledge with you. Anyways, but he talks about how Trump uses the power of persuasion. And you can just pull that word out, persuasion, and replace it with soft power. Because that's what soft power is, right? So it's getting people a non-coercive way, right? To get them to do what you want. So think about family or like your conversation with Yvonne Anon, right?
Oh, that was great.
We love her, right?
Shout out, Miss Yvonne.
Yeah, I know, right? So when you saw her ring, right? That Q on her ring, she didn't have it there by accident. She was using that as a tool of persuasion. Because what it got to happen, and you experienced it firsthand, was a conversation. So a soft tactic to coerce something to happen, and coerce in a good way, right? Does that make sense? Am I making sense?
No, yeah, you're totally making sense. And I think that because and I like the way you explain that and use that for an example, because like when I'm thinking coercion, like I'm thinking verbal. You know what I mean? So like in that instance too, she didn't even really say anything. It was more of just like a subconscious subliminal, like she's wearing that. And then it's almost as it's a suggestive thought depending on who's going to look and pick it up.
Right. Well, and I took it off because I lost the back of it. I usually have a flag pin right here over my Carhartt on my vest. Same thing. Or when I wear my MAGA hat or my Trump hat. It's the same thing. I'm telling people where I stand and opening a door, right? I'm creating a soft tactic, right? You got to use your powers for good so that people, I'm trying to enact or influence some change. And conversation is the precursor to behavior and change, right? We all do it. Right?
I think it's a natural thing. Don't kids like it? I feel like especially when I think about this with my kids, and I'm terrible with this too, but I also feel like I would say a master manipulator. That's how I would classify what I was before, but I was very persuasive. I've talked myself out of a lot of things, but my kids can do the same thing. So like when they're adamant about something, I'm like, listen, I love the fact that you're going to argue your point, and then that you want to persuade me to align with what you want me to align with. And I like that about you. But at the same time, you're doing it with the wrong person, because
Right.
I'm just stubborn and I'm not going to back down off the move. But it's almost like it's this innate design, we want to persuade people. And I mean, whether it be different circumstances or work or, or making deals or, at everyday life in a way.
Yeah. It's going on all the time.
Mhm. Whether we realize it or not. I never really thought
Right.
about that, actually.
Right. But are we using our powers for good? Right. Or are we trying to literally coerce people and cause division? Right. So
Mm.
this is I just want to have a conversation about it and bring it to awareness. So now we could start pop. I have no idea. Yeah. 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 So
Yeah, I think that's important too. Like, really, as Q says too, to be careful who we follow. I mean, I see
yes.
that a lot as well. But and then being careful who is persuading you to align with certain things or believe certain things. And we all can be misleading at times. So I'm not going to say, because, as information comes out, we try to disseminate it and discern it ourselves. But there's certain people, I think, that we really have to be aware of that, are trying to really nail a narrative, consistently over and over again and persuade you to follow that narrative. And if you veer from that narrative, that somehow you are no longer a friend or acquaintance.
Well, and it's wired into our reptilian brain, this brain right down here at the base of our neck, right? This is just part of our DNA, part of who we are, part of how our brain works. We're wired to be together.
Mm-hmm.
So we are in a constant state of persuasion. I need to persuade that tribe at that campfire that I'm worthy to have at their campfire, right? So I've got to do that. I am driven to do that because there's security at the campfire. There's security in the tribe. My needs are met. I'm protected. I'm fed. I have people who have my back, right? So I am driven unconsciously to persuade others to let me in their group. That's a survival technique, right? But there are people that are clueless to all of this, and we call them NPCs, right? Non-player characters. They're just going around clueless, fat, dumb, and happy, right? Yeah, like The Walking Dead, Stormy. Yeah, them. Yeah, them, right? So it should make us a little suspicious, right? But it also should make us a little savvy, right? And it takes time. It takes time to make sure, is that really somebody I want to follow? Is that somebody I can really trust? And maybe you get snookered, and that's okay. Are you big enough to say, I was wrong? And let it in the past. The past don't need you anymore. It's in the past, right? Does that make sense? Am I making sense?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Mm-hmm. No, I totally agree. I think that's very important, and a lesson I think that I continue to learn is knowing. I don't know why the song popped into my head, but knowing when to hold them, knowing when to fold them.
That too is a survival song. Yes. Yes, absolutely.
But I mean, even in the context, like you were saying, with like certain people, certain friends, people we align with, some people, the seasons, the reasons, and there comes moments and times, I think, that we have to recognize there's some people that are, gonna grow with us, and some people ain't gonna go with us, and we have to separate them as they come accordingly and categorize them and put them each in the category that they. And some people just serve a purpose for a season.
I love that, Terry. I absolutely love it. But think about how crazy, how freaking insane we make ourselves worrying about that stuff. Who cares? Who cares? I made a mistake. I'm moving on.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I ain't got time for that. We got a country to rebuild, for crying out loud. We can do better. Right? And people might flow back in. They might be gone. They might be dust. It's okay. I got a life to live, because if I'm not living my life, what the hell am I doing here? right?
Well,
If I'm
you got
choosing
two options: busy living or busy dying.
busy
right?
living or busy dying, right? Yeah, 100%. So what it is a shell game, right? It's really a shell game where they're hiding the little pea underneath the cups and trying to make you figure out where the pea is, right? Yeah, like that. Hold on. Let me flip back. Yeah, that one. That one.
Mm-hmm.
You know, here, let me see. I think I got an actual. If you haven't seen this, I don't know how you've made it this far in your life without seeing the shell game happen. But there's a lot of grifters out there. This
Choose
is
the
it.
cup with the ball underneath. Think you know it? Well, you would be wrong. But even if you were
No, I
100%
was gonna
correct,
say it was
I
the.
recently played this
Oh,
game
I
while on
picked the
holiday.
wrong one too.
The cup lift up at the last second and show the ball. But when I selected the cup, he lifted it up and the ball was gone. And so was my $100 cash. Turns out it's impossible to win. Not because I'm a bad guesser, but because even when you do choose the right cup, they still scam you. Even when I selected the cup with the ball, before he lifted it up, he slid the cup about 10 centimeters forwards and then lifted it. At the time, I didn't think anything of it, but in reality, he had just scammed me. Because when he slides the cup, the ball grips the table, but the cup keeps moving, which allows the ball to fall out the back end of the cup and into his hand. To place the ball under a new cup, he does the same thing, but in reverse. So if you ever see this scam, make sure you...
Right?
The old 52 fakey.
Sneaky little bastards, right? They just need to do better.
I mean, it's messed up, but at the same time, I'm like, I'm not knocking the hustle.
You're not supposed to get the game right, Brent. Yeah, or
Yeah, right.
yeah, you're not supposed to get the game right. That's the whole idea. Yeah, we're not supposed to. But you know, this whole thing that we're going through together, it's a struggle. And I just want to lay it out there that I see you, not just you, Terry. I see every one of you in the chat. I see you in my heart. You're not alone. It's not easy. And I got something to share here. Hold on, let me look at me trying to flip these around. Hang on.
Okay, while you're doing that, as soon as you
Go
said that, the other song that popped in my head, you are not alone.
What's that?
The
Sing it
Michael
loud and
Jackson song, the Not Alone song by Michael Jackson. Because you were like, you are not alone. And my brain
proud.
automatically triggers songs every time somebody says something like that.
You're running a little jukebox in there? Is that what you're doing?
Yes, and it doesn't shut off.
That's okay.
Okay, sorry.
That's okay. But listen to this guy.
Let me ask you something. Why are you so damn hard on yourself? I mean, really. Because if someone else had done what you've done, been through what you've been through, survived what you survived, you'd be cheering them on. You'd be proud of them. You'd be praying over them. You'd be loving on them. When it comes to yourself, it just seems like none of that counts, matters, or is enough. I'm here to tell you that it is. See, no matter what you're going through today, no matter what you're dealing with today, every step into your future, every choice to keep trying, every failure, every small win, it's all part of a greater plan that we have no control of. We think we do, but we don't. So be proud of yourself. Love on yourself.
Right?
That was good.
Had you seen that before?
I have not actually.
Yeah. We can do better. We don't do near enough with that. But I wanted to now I'm going to save that. I'll wait for a second on that one. So to me it's really important to surround yourself with people you can count on, people that you can trust, because you're going to have a day where you want to walk away from that campfire. I've had enough and I want to walk away. You know, my tribe's at the campfire, but I take my happy fanny away from that campfire. Now it's cold. Now I'm alone. Now I have to go find another campfire, right? But sometimes people make you so crazy, you got to do that. And I bring that up because of all the gaslighting and all the persuasion, all this soft power. I'm talking all the manipulation that happens in the media, the manipulation that happens with, you know, this camp and that camp. You know, it's everywhere, right? It's not kinetic war. It's not hard power. It's soft power. So it's these soft skill techniques of persuasion that are getting us all wrapped up in our heads and making bad decisions. So hopefully this will illuminate a little bit more of what that looks like. And I wanted to, let me just jump ahead of just a little bit, Terry.
Yeah, right ahead. I'm enjoying it.
I actually wrote something out. I didn't know I was going to have somebody here with me. So I was going to just sit here and talk to myself, but I really want to read this.
Hey, I was gonna say we go if you're good.
Okay.
I'll leave you.
No, you stay right there. Don't you
Oh,
go.
okay.
I want you to listen in and
Okay.
share your thoughts too. But I'm gonna put a little video running on the back. I wrote this out this afternoon. This happens to me. I talked about it when I had Ron on the show a couple weeks ago.
Mhm.
When I prepare to give a talk in front of a crowd, I'll script it all out and I get these little videos and, you know, distraction techniques. It's all soft power, right? But when I get up on that stage and I hold the mic or I stand in front of the mic, well, I don't usually stand, I'm a mover. But I literally say a little prayer and get out of the way. And most times when I speak, I can't tell you exactly what I said at the end because I just want the words to come out for the people in the crowd to hear those words. Because all I want is that message to hit one person. Doesn't matter if it's funny or serious or sad or happy, whatever it is, I just want to be able to touch one person. That's all I'm looking for, just one. And so I've been thinking about this show and I just couldn't script it. I just couldn't get it to flow the way I wanted to. And this afternoon, I set my fanny in my recliner. Ren, fanny is your buttocks.
You're behind.
I don't want to know what it is in the UK. I'm on American soil above the Gulf of America. Thank you very much.
Right down that.
Yeah. So if you would humor me, I'm gonna put a little video here. It doesn't have any sound. I'm just gonna read. All right. I've made some extraordinarily epic bad decisions. I've given away my heart easily and foolishly, only to have it returned beat up, but still beating. I've trusted scammers and charlatans and people in positions of power, of authority, because of who they are, not because of who I am. I've built and rebuilt my life so many times to be who I am, who I want to be, to do better. Some people know what I've been through. Some didn't. Some knew parts, some knew none. But no one knew all of it. But resilience, maybe a little stubbornness, a whole lot of cluelessness kept me going. Because like you, just like you, I've been had. I've been hurt. I've been right. And I've been way wrong. Learning is a superpower. And survivorship is the vehicle of change. The soft power tactics of others have led me astray. They've given me what I thought was data, but without a source. It was a big fat nothing burger. Soft power tactics have been used on each of us. Maybe they still are. They probably are. That doesn't make us less. That doesn't make us bad. We do what we can with what we know until we have more info. And that helps us do better. What do you think about that, Mr. Terry?
I think that was amazing.
Oh, thanks.
And I was trying to not get emotional. I liked it. And I don't know. I just felt like there was a lot of emotion and passion behind that. And
well, it
I
wasn't
always,
me.
yeah.
Yeah, I just got out of the way to let the words come. But I know somebody had to hear that, maybe more than one someone's. But the problem is, because of the hurt, because of the betrayals, because of the lack of trust, because soft power tactics are everywhere, we're bound to fall into the trap. Now, I set that up on purpose because, Terry, you know, you've watched this show with me on Wednesday nights. You know I'm going to have a music break with somebody. I hope Mag is here. I hope Mag Punch is here. Is he here? Is Ryan here?
I have not seen Mr. Mag Punch personally. Maybe he's creeping and just hasn't jumped in the chat. But maybe he said hi early. I don't know. Yeah, we're calling you out, Maga Punch. I don't see you nowhere to be found in the chat.
But here's
Love you, brother.
here's an Elvis song, because if you need a little potty break, it's time. Go ahead. But all those tactics used against us, gang, what's that leave us with?
We're caught in a trap. In your arms. Because I love you too much, baby. Why can't you see what you're doing to me? Even word I'm saying. We can't talk with suspicious mind. And we can't please suspicious mind. With an old friend I know. That's how they say. When I still see something sure in your eyes. Here we go again.
It's like that was a volume messing with you. Now you can't hear it. I think because you're muted, I think it's not playing. Like I can't hear this music anymore at all. I wonder if it's playing through your microphone, like not actually sharing the volume, like on your share screen. You know what I mean? Like when you're sharing the screen, if it's actually sharing the audio, because when your microphone's off, like you're muted right now, then now the sound's gone. So I'm wondering if it's actually playing through, and that's why it seems to cut in and out.
I thought I had fixed it. Okay. Oh, how is that possible though? All right. Oh, Billy knew somebody in the video.
No way.
God, no way. He's talked about James before too.
What's the name of that song?
Suspicious Minds.
It's not what I thought it was.
That's okay. I don't have to play it.
I was going to say, yeah, because I mean, you can pull it on YouTube. I wonder if that's what it is. You might be able to go into your settings and go to your audio.
Yeah, I had done that and did a test with Lori earlier, but
Yeah.
That's
Sometimes
okay.
I don't know. Sometimes it messes.
I'll do better
be
next time.
computering. Hey, there's always room for do better. You know what I mean?
Right? Right?
If you're always doing great, then there ain't no need to do better. But
I know, right? Gosh.
only a fool thinks he's learned everything.
Yeah. So back to Mike Benz with Tucker. I'll just go back to them. During that interview, Mike Benz says if it's too dirty for the CIA, give it to USAID.
So I have a couple of his. There's a couple of videos on his page. Did you want me to pull any of them up?
What do you got?
That I'm assuming what you're talking about.
Okay.
This one's just talking about President Trump tasking Elon Musk with sticking the Doge dogs on the Pentagon. So he talks about that.
Oh, yeah.
And then there's another video up there. It says, "Wow, Mike Benz on Rogan." This was the Rogan interview.
That
out
was just today.
Okay. So this one, apparently he lays out the entire USAID template that was used not just in Poland, but here in the US. And then when Poland elected a populist president that was not friendly to their influence, Ned began pressure to call for jailing of their political enemies.
Yeah.
And there's whole other stuff. I'm not going to read this up. But I guess you can just check out his page, Mike Benz. I just started following him, so thank you for that.
Oh, he's fantastic. He's fantastic. But here's the thing. Here's a little nugget, right, for our dot connectors and data collectors. Guess where? And Cindy taught me this earlier this morning. Guess who established USAID? The Agency for International Development, not aid. 1961, President Kennedy.
I think I did see something about that now that you say that. What was the purpose?
The purpose was it was because of the Soviets, which don't even exist anymore. And so there's a executive order 1012093. That's the 5 numbers. They might not be in the right order. Anyways, but he started this with the USAID with an executive order, which makes me think, okay, if you start with an executive order, well, couldn't Trump just undo that with an executive order? Right? Isn't that how that works?
What, like just what? I mean, I would think so, right? I mean, isn't that kind of the power of the president, executive, to be able to cancel? I mean, because that's what supposedly Biden did. He came in and was flipping all the executive orders that Trump was doing, except for certain ones.
Yeah.
So the one that you were just referring to, is that that executive order possibly? You said 10293. Does it have some that says blocking property of certain persons and prohibiting certain transactions with respect to continued Russian efforts?
Yeah, they were trying to get route out the commies, all the Soviets and all the Soviet propaganda.
That's a presidential document there.
Nice. So. Look at you. Aren't you handy to have around?
Well,
I can't read that, man.
I'm useful for a little bit, but yeah, basically that's all I would say. You can go check it out. I mean, you can honestly Google it if you wanted to.
But it was EO.
Yeah, EO
10293.
Yep, 10293.
Fabulous.
And it's undermining the sovereignty and territorial integrity of Ukraine.
Yeah.
Ukraine. Oh.
Ukraine. Yeah.
Feels like that's always been an issue there, huh?
Not new. Not new, right? So, anyways, listening to Mike, and I'm like, I don't understand any of this. So, what do I do if I don't understand something? I go digging, right? And so, one of my things is I'm not even a registered Republican. Full disclosure, I'm and have been since Ross Perot days registered as an independent. And if I've learned anything through this movement, it's two wings of the same bird. Now, are there examples of crazy on the left? Oh, yeah, just swing a cat, you'll hit one, right? Right? But there's some on the right, if I could point out Mitch the Glitch and some others, right? We're not alone, but my point is it's soft power being used against us to coerce us into thinking. Could be good, could be bad, but it's being used against us. And if we're not savvy to what's being done to us, we could come up with a whole different script in our heads than what is reality. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, that'd be a great trade, Mr. Crinkles. Yeah. Don't get my hopes up like that. So, anyways, did you know, Terry? Did you know that there is? You're aware of NGOs, right?
Yeah, I know Jimmy talked about them a lot too. They did a thing about that, but like I could honestly probably use some like further explanation. I mean, I know that they're set up basically to funnel and launder a lot of money,
That's
from my understanding.
Yeah. But here's the thing. They're set up under the guise and a lot of times by the direction of the State Department, where Hillary used to work, right? So these NGOs, non-governmental organizations, right? They get funneled money through USAID. Here, I got a picture. I made a little picture because it was really tricky for me to put this. I had to do pictures. This
Everybody
is what
gets a little bit of this USA love, huh?
yeah, right.
Except for the US Americans.
Americans. All right, why can't I? Is it not doing it? Oh, hold on. I got to do it again. I'll get this figured out yet.
Look at that. Boom.
Picture. Okay. So you got USAID, all right, which was created by an executive order, initially to just get rid of the commies and the Soviet influence, right? And it does a bunch of things with a bunch of NGOs, right? But all I'm going to do is focus in on 3 of those groups. There's many more, and you hear them running the litany of them in the news and out on social media every day, all day, right? So, Billy. So, USAID gives money to 3 groups that every patriot should be aware of. NED is the National Endowment for Democracy. And I hear that and I'm like, oh, that's got to be purple hair people. Not that purple hair is bad necessarily, but you know who I'm talking about, right? And then you've got the IRA, IRA, no, that's Ireland. IRI. Did you know this existed? The International Republican Institute. Yeah, and again, you can go out and look these guys up. Have you ever heard of these, Terry? Oh, we're doing some schooling tonight then.
I'm muted there, and I was actually in the middle of looking all these things up as you're talking about it.
Trust but verify. I love that. Thank you very much. Yeah, Mr. Crinkles, a lot of Soros projects are under this as well. And then the last one is the National Democracy Institute. Okay. Now, you can go listen to Mike Benz and he'll blow your mind with the detail and the facts he's dropping in that interview. And everything that I looked up that he dropped in that interview, seem to validate. So that's why I'm sharing it with you guys. So here's what happens. The federal government has a budget and they give money to US aid. And US aid disperses it to these NGOs, right? And you would think, okay, it's US aid. Oh, they're trying to make the world a better place. Oh, no. Oh, no. That is not what they are doing. They are using soft power. And this is why it's a shell game. I'll get into the taxes in just a second. No, actually, let's stop right there and do the taxes. So, Terry, are you a 1099 worker?
Sometimes.
Okay.
So like
So,
people send me 10, like I have to fill them out and send it because like I'll be considered like I don't know if their
W-2?
business is. Well, I'll have to they'll need to 1099 me, I guess.
Yeah, and then you claim it on your taxes.
Yeah, because I'm a small business owner myself.
Oh,
so
okay.
Depending on if I work for a business, another contractor, or like say like a property management company, they want to write that off on there, so they 1099 me.
Perfect. Yep, absolutely. On the farm, I was fertilizer many times. Another story. But let's say you're in corporate America somewhere, big business, little business, doesn't matter. Google to, Chipotle, it doesn't matter where you are. At some point, you're going to get a check. It could be your Social Security check. It could be your SSI check. It could be a disability, I meant. Somewhere along the line, you're getting a check for a gross amount. And it literally is gross, right? But then if you actually look at the stub, you're going to see all these freaking minuses, right? And they're going to take away money for Social Security, and they're going to take away federal withholding and state withholding and maybe a county withholding, right? This is where I go back to being suspicious minds, right? It's only on paper. It's only on paper. Where's that money actually going? I am trusting that the company that gave me that paycheck, actually, the one that withheld that money for taxes, is actually paying the government. Huge assumption. Don't know if it's actually happening. Have you ever thought about that?
Are you asking me specifically?
Yeah.
Oh.
You're in the room with me. Yes, I was asking you.
Well, I didn't know if you were like,
I could ask them,
generalizing anybody in the chat as well. Honestly, no, I've never
Most
I
people
was
don't.
kind of I was reading about all this stuff, and I'm not one, like I've never really been a huge number tax kind of thing, and like the
I'm not
whole
either.
tax codes and all this other things, but this interests me just because of the simple fact of like learning that this is how they set up these, I guess LLCs or corporations or NGOs or whatever they're classified as.
501(c)(3)s, yeah, and
it's
501(c)(4)s.
all basically to funnel
Oh, yeah.
shit, right? Like that's literally the whole reason that they set these things up, right? Like it's not actually here. I'll throw this. This is one of the ones you were talking about, the NED, the National Endowment for Democracy.
Yeah.
And then it goes into this whole page of what they do and
Oh,
and who they are and
Look who's on there.
the places they go and the great works that they do and
me.
Yeah. And they keep all the money,
right?
Or they get kickbacks, right? I'm sure that's what it is too.
Right.
I'm sure that, they just kick back and right to the pockets.
Well, if the system is so complicated that you can't literally follow the money, it is set up to be used for corruption. There's no other way around that. It is set up for corruption. So here I am, Joe Schmo. I get a paycheck. I see gross amount, just minus all this money. I assume that my employer is paying, and most of them are, because under the threat of the state DOR or the feds, they got to pay that. It makes everybody all nervous and jerky if they don't do that. right? But how the hell do you know that that money actually went there? Maybe the corporation is skimming off the top before they send it to the feds. Just throwing it out there. I don't know, but nobody can show me where that money actually goes, right? For instance, I rely on either as a business owner filing and paying into Social Security, or that the company I'm working for is throwing some money into my bucket of Social Security in hopes that if I even freaking survive to draw it,
That part.
that there will be something there. And it turns out, had you taken that money yourself and actually invested it, you would do like 6x to 50x better with your own money than what those jackals had done with it. Yeah. Anyways, sorry, I emued. Yes. So, anyways, yeah, it's insanity. So, all right. So we allegedly send money to the feds. And then we got, well, until recently, we had Yellen, who I don't think could find her way out of a wet paper bag, in charge of the Treasury, who collects those funds, right? And it's the Treasury, based on what Congress says for a federal budget, because they're not off the hook in all this either. The feds, through Congress, say we need this budget for USAID. Okay, super. They go to the Treasury, they print up some money because it's all fake and say, here's your budget, go. What happened to last year's budget? No, we don't care about that. What are you going to do with it? No, we don't care about that. It's ripe for corruption, right? It's just ripe for corruption. So how did I do that? I broke it again.
I think it's designed that way on purpose, almost, right? Like that's kind of what
think it would be.
it's the whole structure of the Federal Reserve and everything that was created. And
Oh yeah, because the feds have to go to the Federal Reserve to get the damn money, and they're not even part of the government. They're just making up money. Yeah, we'll print some more. Oh, but we're not printing pennies anymore, right?
Nope.
So here comes the money, right? Here comes the money. USAID's got this money, and it goes out to NED. It goes out to IRA. It goes out to NDI. Now, I'm sure they are recruiting at colleges who we know lean a little left. And they're saying, come help this refugee program. Come help us bring clean water. Come help us count whales in the Atlantic Ocean. Whatever the hell it is. This will look great on your resume. This will be great for, the young Republican group that we want you to join, or the young Democrats, or, whatever the case is. And every one of those groups are using soft power, and it's all a freaking shell game, because what they're doing is they'll go in, and Mike Benz did a great analogy with one of the Polynesian countries where, for instance, they didn't want a certain prime minister to be elected. They wanted their guy. And in my head, I'm thinking, mind your business, get back in your lane. We got stuff at home that needs fixed, right? So what do? Job too dirty for the CIA. Let's get USAID to do it. So USAID says, all right, why don't you go and get on the radio and you talk up this other candidate, right? And you go and we'll set you up with some supplies and signs and water bottles so nobody gets dehydrated. And we'll set up a little stage with microphones and some speakers, and you can just get up there and talk this new guy that we really like. He's great for our cause. He's all about democracy. Let's go help support him. And these innocent kids who are just on a mission to do some good, they get roped into this crap. And next thing you know, a freaking country is toppled because the wrong guy, or a guy USAID, CIA, nefarious actors in the background, picked. Are you with me on that? Are you picking up what I'm putting down?
Yes, ma'am.
And they use it. I think Mr. Crinkles talked about Soros companies before. Yeah, they're all connected. It's all a freaking shell game. So they go in and they buy space and ads on social media. They buy space and ads at radio stations, right? They get these groups to do flash mobs, right? And it's all because of the money bucket that US aid is.
Hmm. So we're paying for this stuff basically, because damn well. Who said that recently? George Soros. I think it was Q even said that. Q said something about, do you think George Soros is using his money to pay for this stuff? Like pay for
No.
these? It's all coming from basically us, our taxpayers. So all these the shit that you're naming that we're paying for, apparently, all these uprisings in the streets, supposedly these movements, these just random things that pop up that supposedly it's, not orchestrated or paid for in any way.
It's asinine. And what I've seen is, if you sit back, whether you're on TikTok or out on X or wherever, and you read comments or you watch reactions of people for certain things. What was the one with the Roosevelt Hotel, $59 million to house illegals?
Luxury hotel.
Yeah, the Roosevelt used to be a posh hotel, right? 59 million to house illegals. Now, pardon me, that should make your blood boil. But we're smarter than the average bears. We got to look further. It wasn't just 59 million getting paid to the Roosevelt Hotel for illegals. That was my freaking money. Well, not mine, but it was somebody's money.
Our
money. Yeah, let's call it our money.
Ours.
Right? And that is soft power in action. There was no invasion. There was no kinetic warfare. But our treasury was robbed, because when money's going there, it's not going somewhere else that needs it. Am I making sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, Billy, they did cancel that. Yeah. Yeah. Did you have
so they're
that
basically not. I can probably find it quickly.
You're way better at that than me. Yeah.
Well, I'll have to look by a keyword, because
yeah. Well,
I don't know if it would actually match or not, but I remember I might have even saved it recently, because I think I might have looked one up and then connected that. But I know I just seen it recently, because they were talking about, I don't know if it was connected to the media and other things that were going on.
Yeah. But this is just an example. There's way more of this going on. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. USAID, I don't want to call it aid anymore. In fact, in the interview with Mike Bentz, Tucker says he grew up in DC and he remembers his dad talking about it, but they always phrased it USAID, Agency for International Development, so that they did not confuse it with aid. But somewhere along the line, and it was right around 2020, the smelly stuff hit the proverbial distribution device. Yeah. Yeah.
You know what? I'm having trouble finding that one, actually.
That's okay.
I don't know.
That's okay.
I have a couple that I brought Soros up, because I know it referred to Soros, but I'm not seeing it in.
I saw a post, and it was 3 Q posts together about, and it goes along with, I think it was along the lines what Billy and Mr. Crinkles are talking about in the chat. Yeah. Yeah. It has always been money laundering. Oh yeah. It was not how President Kennedy wanted it to be. He was trying to protect us. No, the greedy bastards got in there and morphed it. Yeah. Thanks, Ren. Yeah, we have been robbed. I just don't know, Billy, how we find that money. But I mute again, Terry.
No, I was reading through the drops here still because for some reason more popped up. For some reason, I don't know. At first it was like only 2, but now there's multiple ones with Soros all through them. But like again, you're just searching for a keyword, and
Right, yeah.
you know. But I know that, and I think it was Billy that confirmed that. I think
It is bullshit.
but I definitely seen one, and when it came to this whole USAID, that was basically the implication was that's where a lot of this money is coming from for these, supposed anti-fascist groups, or not just the NGO, not just funneling the money or laundering the money. And I'm pretty sure that the question was asked, like, do you think Soros is using his own money to fund these things?
And I think if you go down further in that post, it says it's talking about all assets deployed, and it's connected to the other post that says, "Do you know who you follow? Trust who you follow," or something along those lines. Gosh, where's Stormy?
I know, right?
Yeah, he's so good at that. I'm not. But what I wanted to do was to talk about this U.S. aid, and it seems monstrous, right? It just seems like, oh my God. I mean, I knew there was waste and corruption, but this much? And now understanding kind of the mechanisms of the machine, whoa, tap the brakes. That's just one. Doge is going after USAID, but the Pentagon's up next. Right? The freaking Pentagon's up next. And I'm with Ed. It pisses me off that there are veterans sleeping in the street, that the people in Western North Carolina don't have homes, that Maui has never been sorted. The kids, where are the kids that disappeared from those schools before Maui got burnt? Where are all the kids from California? There's a bunch of money out there. And I think what Trump is doing with tariffs and cleaning out the waste is going to set us up for what is ours. Whether that's a Nasara Jasara thing or not, I think we got some good coming. Yeah, it's Stormy, 100%. And since we don't make pennies anymore, USAID is pennies. Right? I think he did that on purpose. Yeah.
It's pennies compared, Yeah, there was actually a bunch of drops with Soros. I couldn't find that specific one. So if anybody does fall upon that would be a great help. You can put that in the chat. Yeah, but it's amazing to see how these things are just honestly being all exposed, and they're literally showing us. And it's crazy because I still have people on my Facebook page debating what's actually happening. Like, one guy just like wants to see receipts. Like he believes that it's just somebody I grew up with. Like what's being exposed. I'm like, we all should be very upset about this. I'm like, this is very Stockholm syndrome type stuff. I'm like, you're defending the same people that are robbing you right in front of your face.
I get it. And Mr. Crinkles made a comment, and I get that. I get that point of view too. About here, let me put it up here. I don't remember where the previous I couldn't see the previous comment, but I think he's referring to Elon there, Mr. Crinkles. Correct me if I'm wrong there. But it is.
I don't like him having all that power. I believe that's
That's legit. I think that's pretty legit, right? But he also has, have you seen the new Doge website?
I mean, how much power? I have not seen it myself, but
Go ahead. I'm gonna
Or
find
is
it
he
for
just
you.
being an opponent? You know what I mean? Like when we say power, that's to say like almost like he has power. I don't think Trump would. He has what power Trump gives him, and there's a reason for it. And I
Right.
think I was talking to Enoch the other day, and I kind of like the perspective he put him in. So like, Elon seems to be taking all the slings and arrows now, right? Because like he can take it, it doesn't matter. Nobody can do anything to him. He doesn't have to, he's not the political figure, he's not running for office. So he can come in and do all these things, and everybody's pissed off. Those people are pissed off at him. So it's technically not Trump, although he still appointed him. But I mean, how much power does he really have? I mean, there's still teams, there's still things that oversee. I don't think this guy's just running around like with just unlimited powers that he could do anything that he wants to.
Well, and the other thing, he's not getting paid.
Mm-hmm.
Trump is not getting paid. So that kind of assuages a little fear, trepidation, but I get it. But that's healthy. You should have that your Spidey senses should be going off.
Mm-hmm.
100%. Renz, I had not seen this. Let me just share this. Let me see if I could do this. Hold on. Stop. Restart. Hang on. There's just so much winning happening.
Yeah, I agree, Mr. Crinkles. I mean, Elon still does sketch me out. I mean, regardless of what is happening, in my personal opinion, I've said that. I've been consistent with saying that.
Yeah.
I'm here for what's happening now, but
yeah,
still sketchy about them.
Well, I hold Tesla stock, so just full disclosure. So zip it until the stock moons, and then I'm okay. That's
you saying I need? Are you saying I need to get in on that shit?
That was last year. This time, it's not too late. No, this is not advice for investment. Yeah. All right, I don't know if my sound's going to work, but let's try.
Hi, this is EPA Administrator Lisa.
Does it work?
One of my very top priorities at EPA is to be an excellent steward of your hard-earned tax dollars. There will be zero tolerance of any waste and abuse. An extremely disturbing video circulated 2 months ago featuring a Biden EPA political appointee talking about how they were tossing gold bars off the Titanic, rushing to get billions of your tax dollars out the door before Inauguration Day. The gold bars were tax dollars, and tossing them off the Titanic meant the Biden administration knew they were wasting it. Following this revelation, during my meetings with members of Congress, I made a very important commitment to them and to the American people, which I reiterated at my confirmation hearing that if confirmed, I would immediately get a full accounting. Fortunately, my awesome team at EPA has found the gold bars. Shockingly, roughly 20 billion of your tax dollars were parked at an outside financial institution by the Biden EPA. This scheme was the first of its kind in EPA history, and it was purposefully designed to obligate all of the money in a rush job with reduced oversight. Even further, this pot of $20 billion was awarded to just 8 entities that were then responsible for doling out your money to NGOs and others at their discretion with far less transparency. Just under $7 billion was sent to one entity called the Climate United Fund. I'm sure you and I now have some of the same questions. How do these organizations decide how to allocate funding? How much money have they given out so far and to whom? Are there any former Biden EPA staffers who are now working at these entities? Let me make one thing abundantly clear. At this point, there is zero reason to suspect any wrongdoing by the bank. Here's my position as EPA administrator. The financial agent agreement with the bank needs to be instantly terminated, and the bank must immediately return all of the gold bars that the Biden administration tossed off the Titanic. EPA needs to reassume responsibility for all of these funds. We will review every penny that has gone out the door. I will be referring this matter to the Inspector General's office and will work with the Justice Department as well. The days of irresponsibly shoveling boatloads of cash to far-left activist groups in the name of environmental justice and climate equity are over. The American public deserves a more transparent and accountable government than what transpired these past 4 years. We take our obligations under the law as seriously as it gets. I've directed my team to find your gold bars, and they found them. Now we will get them back inside of control of government as we pursue next steps. As President Trump has vowed, we are going to usher in a new golden age of American success for the citizens of every race, religion, color, and creed.
Dude.
How
good is that?
It's funny they referenced the gold bars too,
right?
And I know, like Stormy said, the Titanic,
or
even
Columbia.
the whole conspiracy with that thing, and then the return of gold. I mean, that whole, I guess you can call it conspiracy of how that it was alleged that Trump ended up getting, whether it was from the Vatican or wherever they were holding. I'm pretty sure it was somewhere like the Vatican, but they alleged that, a lot of the gold bars we got rid of or gave to different countries, they were holding different places, and possibility we may have gotten them back. Now, of course, that's just kind of like a hearsay thing, and there just seemed to be pictures floating around. Could have been a bunch of gold bars, but it does seem odd that he's using that phrasing. They were using that phrasing.
Yeah. I was actually picturing gold bars.
Right.
Was he specifically talking gold bars, or is it just a euphemism?
That's a good question.
I know, right?
I mean, I'm the way I'm hearing it is like gold bars, you know what I mean? But when they say they're throwing gold bars off the Titanic, then that sounds more like a euphemism, but at the same time, what about how they supposedly had all this gold on the Titanic at the same time? That's when the Federal Reserve was created, and they actually, JP Morgan's, it's alleged he swapped all that gold out, put it on a different boat, and and they sent them off into a different boat that was like a replica, the Red Star liner or some shit like that, I think it was called.
Red Star, White Star, I can't remember.
Yeah, something of that nature. But that wasn't that, like, they said all that gold just happened to sink and be lost forever. Run me my money.
Just give me the damn money. Thank you for doing what you're doing, right? It's the EPA. The EPA only exists because of administrative law. The EPA can willy-nilly just go out. Oh, I think I see diesel fuel dumped underneath your garage. Oh, did you do oil changes here at this garage? Oh, there's oil here. We're going to have to shut you down and charge you a bagazillion dollars for you to clean it up. You can send the check here. Where's the money go? Where's the money go? That's administrative law abuse. That is regulatory law that needs to go away. EPA, OSHA, maybe some of DOT, all these agencies collecting fat checks, making backroom deals with corporations. Okay, you can run 90,000 pounds, not 80,000 pounds, and we'll just slide. But here we need you to make a donation of $1 million to this account. All that shit's going to come to a screeching halt.
So everybody's head spinning because it is.
Oh, the Department of Energy. Oh, Stormy's right. Man, I love that guy. Yeah, it's amazing. But that's why I wanted to do this show. Is it should cause an emotional reaction in us. It should cause a visceral action if you're paying attention. But we got to be aware that there are games being played from the good guys and the bad guys. That's that whole coercion, that whole art of persuasion, soft power, right? Yeah, I bet it will be last, Stormy. Department of Energy. Well, we've lost the Department of Education, so that DOE doesn't exist anymore. Where do they find all the money that the teachers' unions were collecting for dues? All the union dues?
Does
Where'd they
the
go?
does the Department of Defense play in with the audit of a Pentagon, or is that two separate?
Oh yeah, no. That's all Hegseth. Yeah, yeah. Secretary of
That's
Defense. Yeah,
that's gonna be fun.
yeah. But look at this. I mean, what a freaking awesome time to be alive.
Mm.
Right? I mean, look at this. We've got Doge taking an axe. Even freaking Schumer said a meat axe. Yes, let them go. I want a big ass axe. All of y'all, all of them, right? But they're taking out U.S. aid, the Department of Education, EPA's on board. Gang, it's Twitter 1.0 all over again, right? Yeah, that's a whole nother story with the birth certificates. Yeah. Yeah. I'm not one to talk on that one. I don't know. I got the gist of it. Like I'm a stock code, like just scan a barcode on my forehead or something. But yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure. That's one of those things that I feel like I got scammed on, but I'm not 100%. I'm trying to keep open-minded. But what do you think the birth certificate thing is real?
What do you mean by real? Like the idea that they created that to specifically
We'll call it
bind us
urban
into
legend.
slavery?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I do think that, like the whole straw man, I do believe that. I
Mhm.
mean, otherwise, why was it created? Why would they make social security cards? I think that does kind of play in, like Billy was saying, to now whether or not, like when they say Nasara Jasara, I think we have so many different perspectives of what that looks like or what that means. I don't think that everybody's just gonna all of a sudden just get a whole shit ton of money. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's just
No.
gonna end up, everybody's gonna have millions of dollars or even a million or anything of that nature. I don't think that's gonna happen. I mean, there may be in the form of some kind of small stimulus. If you ask me, that would be cool. But I don't think that the idea of Nasara Jasara is possibly like a debt relief of some sort, or like, the tax,
Yeah.
like the thing just relieving us in those areas.
Or is it the new sovereign wealth fund?
They did start that.
Mm. Mhm. Maybe that's
That's
it.
very possible. Yeah.
There's money. If you're cutting out X million here and X billion there and another 20 million over here and another 15 billion or 17 billion over here, it's got to go somewhere. Where's it going? We collected money on tariffs now. Pretty sure we don't need to pay. Pretty sure they don't get any more unless it's consumable, right? Consumables locally, support your local, like sales tax at a restaurant or sales tax at your local grocery store, right? Yeah, MAGA punch, Ryan, we got it all. Yeah. And see, can you put that one up there of Ryan's? Here's the thing. If we actually believe what we've studied and what we've researched and the digs that we've done, I know there's a gap from what my checking account looks like today and what I'd like to do with it down the road. But if we know it's coming, we make ourselves crazy. Well, it's not here yet. And we put ourselves in a weakened state. It's almost like a mental immunity, emotional immunity just drops because we let all this crap stress us out, right? And when we do, we don't make good decisions. We follow the wrong people. We get scammed. We get run over by charlatans, right? Pretty sure we know how this ends. We just don't know when. Somebody earlier was talking about, well, tomorrow's going to be a bad day in the drops. I'm done. I'm done with that. There's 7 drops that happened, that line up tomorrow. Stop talking foolishness. Live your life. Right? I want to learn. I want to unravel these mysteries. But I'm not gonna sacrifice my mental and emotional state. It's already tenuous anyways. I'm not gonna sacrifice any more of it for foolishness, right? I have a little more information. I'm a little bit wiser. I just need to go apply it so I don't get roped into nonsense. Do you see that happening, Terry?
People getting roped into nonsense.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I feel like that happens consistently. And I've seen people make posts about that as well. Even with this whole, I know people bring it up in the chat, but the whole code monkey thing that was happening with the cube.
Oh, that pissed me off.
Yeah, and then it turned out to be like some shitty meme coin, and people are pissed about that. And I'm like, well, I think the problem is like, I mean, that was just shady to begin with, but at the same time, like,
Stormy, I didn't mean anything bad by it. Just discernment, brother. He says he started.
Sad that I opened my day with Q deltas.
I'm just not that smart, Stormy.
Yeah, I check them too. Like not every day. I don't check them every day, but I do see people. So but you're gonna have that. You're gonna have the people for the clicks, the people for the likes, the people that are being possibly paid to lead people away. To possibly black people or not black people. Excuse me, black pill people.
Dude, we're not that kind of show. I don't know if you've heard.
Black pill people. I forgot a word there.
We're just trying to do a little better. That's it. Right? Just a little better. Make smarter decisions. Make wiser decisions. Right? Everybody gets beat up. Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of stay out the drama for real. Like, I mean, even on like other social media outlets, like, but I really try to conserve like who I'm giving my energy to and who I'm really like what I'm putting too much time into. I try to the best of my ability. I can get wrapped in it scrolling though. That's very difficult because like I overload on different things, what's going on, different stuff like that. But when it comes to the drama, I really try to separate from that stuff.
Yeah, but I'm working on this, but sometimes I just got to speak up. Get back in your lane. Stop worrying. It hasn't happened. It's not going to happen. Just chill. We sacrifice so much of our time. What do you say on tinfoil tea time all the time about time?
Time's the one thing you spend and never get back. Spend it wisely.
Right? Right? What are we doing spinning ourselves up and other people, which is irresponsible, right? What are we doing wasting our lives? Because all that time spent wrapped up in that drama keeps us from being who we are, right? Everybody likes a little drama. We're wired for it. I get that. You got to sift through some drama to get to the nuggets. I get that. But when it becomes obsessive, we're losing. We don't even see it. So I've just decided to speak up. I don't care. I'll stir the damn pot. Yeah.
I agree. Especially when it comes to like a righteous indignation, and doing what's right, speaking up for what's right. Yeah. I think we're called to do that, to be honest. If
I'm pretty sure I read that in a book somewhere.
Yeah. Well, I read it. Definitely. It's in the book for sure.
It's in the book.
Now, not everybody teaches it in that manner, I think that's kind of a disservice and a problem. So it kind of creates this climate of people who claim to be believers and standing on God's word, that are very passive, and then it's like manipulated and used to, like, well, if you're not, that's not loving, you're not loving somebody, if you say this, that's being hateful, or and I totally disagree with that. I think that's like a huge deception, because I believe that, when it comes to going against God's word or anything of that nature, then who else is going to advocate for that, right? Like if we, the believers, don't. So it doesn't make much sense to me why we could be so passive on those things.
And I'm not saying be an asshole, but
Right.
worrying about, they're going to take it the wrong way.
You
I
don't wanna
might
offend
hurt their
somebody.
feelings. I don't want to be seen as a bitch. I don't want to be. Suck it up. We got a country to rebuild. Feelers are going to get hurt. Get over it. That Karen needs put back in their damn lane. I'm done playing. I'm super, super nice until. Don't push me. Don't push my friends. I will go total mama bear on you. Yeah. Stephanie stays off of social media. It might be best. Good girl. You know your limits. That's a good boundary. Yeah. Yeah. It might be best. I got a little video I wanted to share. Let me see if I can find it. Hang on. I'm going to try and not play it from the slides. Hold on. Let me see if I can do this. I'm trying to do better, Terry.
Hey, that's all we can do, right? Shoot.
Right? Yeah, let me see here. Hold on.
Hey, it does take some time to like learn, like to be able to. That's a lot. You don't ever realize what kind of goes into trying to pull things up and check comments and do that, and then talk at the same time, and like be able to form thought processes. And,
not emu or squirrel, right?
yeah, well, I don't know if I'll ever get that down.
This is kind of motivational. I like this.
Somebody asked me the other day, they said, "What's been up with you lately? You seem a little off, a little checked out, not yourself." So you know what? I just told him. I said, "I'm grieving a life that I always thought I would have. I've been battling a lot of things on my own that no one even knows about, and hoping and praying for a future that I don't think actually exists." So yeah, I see what you're saying though. I'm pretty checked out, but I'm fine, or at least I will be, because what are you gonna do? Save me? Nobody's coming to save me. It's my job to save myself.
Right?
Damn
it. Yeah.
I feel like I have mixed emotions about that comment, though.
What's that? Which
about
Ryan's?
No, about the video.
Oh, tell me.
So I understand the thought, that the mind frame of no one's coming to save me. I have to save myself. And I get that in one aspect or thought process, but at the same time, that almost eludes that like we can be a savior of ourselves. To me, that's what I hear. So like there's a time where I have to pull myself up by my bootstraps and be able to do the things, change the things it reminds me of the serenity prayer. Change the things that I can change. And then have the courage to change the things that I can, the wisdom to know the difference, and know what I can, know what I can't, because God is the only one, in my opinion, that can change certain things. And I can't save myself. I didn't die for my sins. I mean, I should have died for my sins. But so like I can, so that's like I agree, but I disagree at the same time.
Oh yeah, I get it. I get it. You don't see that you relying on God as you saving yourself? It's your choice.
No, I don't know, because then I think that for me, that makes it sound like I'm the one who's getting the glory for doing it, you know. And yes, I have a choice in the matter because I have free will, and that's what love is. But at the same time, there are things that, like, you know, I can't change my heart, you know, and I can't remove certain things like God has removed, and you know, do the things with inside of us that Christ can only do, you know, within his power. The more we seek him again, and we have a part to play in that. But to me, that just sounds like I'm almost exalting myself.
Oh,
And
okay.
I want to be careful with that.
Okay.
That's my perspective.
No, that's a good caution. I don't see it that way, but that's okay. We don't have to agree on everything. I think you were given wisdom, and as my pap used to say, dearie, you can't run around with it neutral.
Wise man.
Right? He would always say that. You know, he also said things like, you don't have the good brains God gave a duck, or something along those lines. You know, glory to him, but you got to use it. It's a choice. Yeah. But we got this. I think we got this. Yeah.
But there has to be some kind of action, though, too, at the same time. Like, you know what I mean? You can't just lay around and wait and be like, I'm here, God, save me. So, like, that thought process doesn't work either. You know what I mean? Because, like, you know, God, if it's something that he has equipped you to do yourself, you know, then we should do those things. And we have to be active in our own lives, in our families' lives, in our communities, you know, and doing things like this, or in our political systems, or all those things. We need to be active in. And I think we can rely on God for those, but it still is our choice to mobilize ourselves, convince ourselves to walk out the door and do whatever it is that he's calling us to do.
Yeah. And there's a whole sidebar conversation now going on in the chat about the Israelites smacking up Moses.
Yeah. I did see that because Stormy was asking.
It's good. It's good. Yeah. We might need to strike a rock or flip some tables. I feel like we're in the flipping table stage right now. Right? I mean, USAID might as well be the money changers in the temple. Right? I think we're going after them. You know, simple stone. Isn't stone in the drop, Stormy? Mm-hmm. God wasn't happy with him about it. I don't know that story.
What?
Something about hitting a rock and water flowing, and God wasn't happy about it.
Yeah, actually, there's archaeological proof, I believe, of that, where they claim that that's where the mountain was. It's actually a big rock, and it looks like it has like a straight split down the middle of it, and it's there to this day.
Oh,
and
I think I've seen that.
Yeah, it's crazy how it looks, and that's alleged to be where this biblical story has taken place, and that's the rock that he cracked, and water just came flowing out of. Another miracle performed for the Israelites, like I said on the show the other night. Somehow, you know, they just, after miracle after miracle after miracle, still turned their backs and complained and turned their face away from God.
Yeah,
but
repeatedly, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm guilty though, man. I'm guilty.
Yeah,
I've done the same thing.
I do too. Terry, I had just a couple more things that I wanted to share before we say goodnight to these fine folks here. And I also have a little slide here with your show coming up. So be ready to share some final thoughts, and, you know, we'll talk about your show as well. But, you know, there's a lot going on. And what I wanted to do was just to make sure that we stay cognizant to what is true and what is not true, that we use discernment, because this is a big, big change. And we're not here by accident. We are here right now taking a breath, and we should Thank God that we get to see this happen. This has been going on a lot longer than people think. A lot longer past President Kennedy. But we're about to make a serious shift. And I don't care what they try to tell you. And I have a little song that might help you out. If somebody starts pushing on you and you don't like what they're saying, you are not the boss of me, doo-dah, doo-dah. You don't have to take it. You don't have to take it. Now, I wrote something else, so I'm going to read another thing here, Terry. And I found those hands because Lori and Stormy and those guys, they always do the heart hands, right?
Yeah.
Little heart hands. You know, this is all bigger than us. It's not just America. This is for the planet, whatever shape you think it is, right? But I want you to hear me when I say this. If no one else tells you today, you matter.
Amen.
You may feel alone, but you're not. You may feel disconnected, but you aren't. You may be pushed to your limits, and that's okay. You just made room for a new all-time high. I'm really grateful that you were here tonight. Got any thoughts, Mr. Terry?
I usually try not to think.
Come on, now. Get out of here. Do you know what you're doing on your show yet tomorrow?
A little bit, yes, actually. I think we're going to kind of do a sake back and a refresher since the whole Kendrick Lamar show, the exposure of the pedos, Pizzagate, kind of Clinton, what's happening, the USAID with their money and supposedly Clinton Foundation.
Clinton Foundation. Yep, that's another NGO.
And then, you know, just revisiting some of the old videos. I mean, it's going to be some heavy stuff, but obviously we'll try to lighten it up as well. But I think it's a good time to bring all this stuff back full circle, because that's what really started, I think, a lot of us down these paths when it came to understanding like the severity of the possibilities of what these people are and what they do. And then, you know, with these kids, and then even going back into some of those old videos of like the young brother and sister that was from Europe somewhere, that
UK.
like yeah, that came out, and like I mean, you know, these kids are just making these stories up. Like I mean, it's one thing to have an imagination, but it's another thing like when they're talking, I mean, just nonchalantly about what they do, unfortunately, what they made these kids do. So it will be heavy, but I think it's important to revisit and to understand why a lot of us are even where we are doing what we're doing or in the movement whatsoever. And it's a great refresher to kind of go back to the beginning and understand and be reminded, you know, because like you said earlier, you gotta be careful who you follow, and egos can get in the way. And then we like to make things about us. That's just our life, unfortunately.
We do. We all do that. Yeah. We all do that.
So, but there's other stuff too. There's going to be like some random stuff, you know, some possible JFK, not JFK, excuse me, RFK things, some Pam Bondi stuff. I mean, we'll kind of get it, but it's mainly tied to all the trafficking, the Pizzagate, and kind of refreshing on that stuff.
Can we just say thank you for the new administration? How lovely. How lovely is it to have Secretary Duffy showing up at these accident sites, Pam Bondi laying down the law, Pete Hegseth, Howard Lutkin, who else is doing good stuff? Elon. Who else is? I mean, it's just everywhere. We got Tulsi today confirmed, right? RFK Jr. was that today or yesterday? I don't know what
it was confirmed. Yeah,
right. We just need cash. A little cash tomorrow would be awesome, or Monday or whenever it is, right? But I mean, we have so much to be thankful for. Oh, Tom Homan. Oh man, He needs to just have his own like weather channel where it's just video clips of deportations. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll write him a letter. Yeah, maybe I'll.
So that's what we're doing. I mean, at least. So I'm excited, and it's amazing to see this administration, to see what's happening so quickly. We're winning. I think we're winning bigly, and I think this is the part where we're going to be tired of winning. Maybe not. You never get tired of winning.
I don't think so. I don't think I'm gonna get tired of winning at all.
I'm here
Not
for
at all.
it. And it's not to say, that's not like to sell hopium. I mean, obviously, there's going to be roadblocks. There's going to be, snares and traps and moves that people are going
Right.
to make. And I
Right.
don't think the enemy's just going to lie down in a ditch somewhere and not try to pull out all stops. I don't believe that's going to happen personally.
Right.
But I think that that God, we have God on the side of not just us, but this administration and over us and over this country. I think that's one of the most important things as we turn as a nation back to Him, repent, and get back to a biblical foundation.
Yeah.
Maybe honoring a little more and not being so wicked in our ways. Hopefully. I think you will honor His word and start to heal our lands. And I feel like that's what's happening.
Yeah, well, and I think bad will always be around because honestly, the bad keeps our swords sharp, right? But evil has got to get the hell off this planet. I'm done. I'm done with that. Yeah. Ryan posted about Tom smacking the Pope. Oh my God, that was hilarious. And how about these guys that can come out to a microphone and just talk for a couple minutes? Total transparency, alleged transparency. It could be a soft power thing, but it looks like it's genuine, right? All of them. They can all come out to a microphone and hold a conversation. They don't have to check a freaking binder. They don't have to check their notes or circle back or do any of that foolishness. They just talk like it's we the people's house again. It's so good. It's so good. Real quick, let me just saw what time it was. Not that I have to rush off, but here we go. This Saturday, I'm going to do a special show. So we might go long on this one because my cousin has a lot to say about some really cool things. We're going to talk about lungs and joints and sodium chloride and, of course, vitamin D. A little bit more about that. DMSO. Talk about comfrey salve. Might even talk about how to make one of those. Just giving yourself a break, using a little discernment. So if you would like to join us for a special session on Saturday, we're just going to be kicking it on Saturday with Tammy or Laws of Nature. So if you'd like to join, I know if you don't get your fill with Brainstorm all week, we got you. Yeah. Oh, and methylene blue. Yeah, I have some. I might even indulge on the live. Yeah.
I gotta get me some of that, man.
Yeah. I have enough. I could probably share you some. But again, I guess
That's exciting.
I know it's big fun. Big fun. Wednesday nights is this show. Do better on the Brainstorm channel.
I love it. Make sure you guys continue to share with your friends and your family and your aunties, your cousins, kids, all that.
How about
we all do better together.
We do better together. You want to give us a little prayer to get us safely on our ways?
Yes, why not? Somebody popped in.
Ryan did.
Oh, hey Ryan. I wasn't sure if he was like jumping in for the prayer or not, but I'm sure he could still hear us, hopefully. Hi, Father, again, we just thank you for this time. I thank you for Miss Denise, all her knowledge, her heart, everybody behind the scenes, just this family, this army, these brothers and sisters in Christ, people that I believe that you continue to put in our paths for specific purposes. And as we said earlier, it's a community. It's I believe it's a biblical based community where we keep you above all else. And as we walk this journey together, Father, we ask that you just lead us and that we keep you at the forefront of all of it. We ask that you protect everybody here as we go out into our next days, next week, and protect us, make us, keep us safe, protect us from all diseases and viruses, anything that the enemy is preparing for us. We just come against it, and any roadblocks, any hazards, any trip ups. And we thank you that you're removing them for us now in Jesus' name. And we hope everybody makes it home safely. And we just thank you for breath in our lungs, food on our table, and a warm place to sleep if you're somewhere cold. And if you're in Florida, I'll be nice. But thank you, Jesus. And that's all I meant.
Amen.
I was going to say something, but I'm like, I probably should say that during a prayer.
He gets it. He gets it. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah. It'll be fun on Saturday, Stormy, to dig into that a little bit. But thank you all for being here. Appreciate each and every one of you. Terry, I am so grateful you hopped in and I didn't have to do this alone.
I hope so. I feel like a little intrusive. So
Not at all.
awesome.
Oh, absolutely love you. All right, here we go. Love you guys. Till tomorrow night.
Let's go do better. Take your learning and apply it. Exercise it, expand it, share it, learn. Stack your skills. We all deserve a community that grows spiritually, intellectually, emotionally, and physically. We deserve trust and transparency and love. Seek those opportunities. We deserve that environment. You were born for this time. Your story is not done yet. Don't let the hard days win. You deserve more. You deserve all the good things. Every single one of them. Thanks for joining us. Now go do better.